of the season, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bilkis. How you doing? I'm just back from a long vacation, which I sure had fun. So we are back to work. Today's class will be on how to draft an armhole princess dart, how to cut it, and how to sew it up, which is very easy. All you need is your basic bodice pattern. And if you don't know how to come up with this, I'm going to put a link on how to draft this in the description box below. It's very easy. And if today is your first time of checking out my channel, you're welcome and in the right place. Please make sure you subscribe and check out my other channel, Bilkis Signatures and Bilkis Kitchen. Follow me on Instagram, Bilkis Signatures, and on Facebook, Sewing Innovations. So right now, let's go to work. Now I have both my center back and center front here. So this is the center back, this is the center front. So this is the front panel, the back panel. Now the back panel is very easy to make, because all you have to do is to get the midpoint of the armhole here and connect to the dart here. So it's like the easiest. Also the front is easy, which I'm going to explain in detail. So right now, the first thing, let's go to the back. Just take the measurement of whatever you have here and divide it into 2. So good. So I'm just going to divide that into 2. Okay, good. So that's 4 3/4. Then for me, I go down extra ½ an inch from the midpoint. That is totally optional, but for me, I usually do that. So when I go down by ½ an inch, that should give me 5 1/4. That is totally optional, but I just do that. So this is where I'm gonna have that. So all I have to do now is to just connect straight here. You can either just draw a straight line or use the straighter part of your armhole curve to connect straight into the dart. Then another thing now, listen attentively. If you look at the connection, because it is not straight, it is curvy. So logically, you will know this part is going to be longer than this very one, because just look at the curve. This part will definitely be longer than this. So all you just have to do is to just extend for the back like 1/4 inch or ½ an inch. Extension is fine. So for the back, I'll just make it 1/4 an inch. So this is just to blend it up, to erase any excesses we have. And just blend it up into the dart. Can you see that was easy? So the extension of just 1/4 an inch is fine. Then use your armhole curve to redraw this back to the ham side depth line. Can you see that? Pretty easy, yes. Now to the front. So what we are going to do now is to do the same thing to get the midpoint. So let me just quickly do that. Half of 9 is 4 1/2. So I have 4 1/2. So I will do the same thing by coming down by ½ an inch, which will give me 5. Okay, that's fine. Okay, here. So that is all I'll have to do, is to connect from that point straight to the bust, to the dart here. You can just connect to the bust point, but you make sure you connect to the bust point into the dart. So now, apart from that, then I'm going to teach you one trick. After connecting it, you could just cut it out. But to have this fitted princess dart, I would advise you to just insert the measurement from the nape of your neck down to under your bust. This is a trick that works, and please try it out, though it is optional. For the classic, you just connect and that's all, but just try this out, it works perfectly. So for the mannequin, from the nape up, our neck to our under the bust is 13 inches, which is here. So let me just make a short straight line. This is just to get rid of any excesses at the on the bust to give your outfit a nice fitting. Then at the under bust here, remember, looking at it, the dart passes through this line we just drew. So just go in 1/4 of an inch inward. And this totally depends on how busty you are. Like for myself, I do as much as 1/2 inch. But if you are not busty, just 1/4 inch is fine. But for myself, I do as much as 1/2 inch. So that's 1/4 of an inch now on both sides. After the dart, then I'm going to connect it straight to the dart leg. There are cases when the person is so busty, you do up to 3/4 inch, yes. So that is what I have there. The next thing is to form a curve from the bust point here. But if you are not doing this, you just connect from here straight to the bust point into the dart. But this works perfectly. Now that's what I have. So the next thing now is to connect the point. Use the straighter part of your armhole to do that. Remember, we are going to extend it the same way. So for the front, I'll just make it 1/2 inch. That's good. Then I'm just going to try to blend this up. Good. And we draw the armhole. That's what I have. So can you see that was pretty easy? Now we can then cut it out. We'll have to close up this dart to open up the armhole dart, which I will show you. So for the dart now, you ignore this middle one. But if you are doing the classic princess dart, just maintain this curve straight into this middle dart. So, but if you want a fitted one, you just cut out this adjusted one we have. So I'm just going to stop here. Follow the curve and stop at the bust point because I want to close up the dart. You can actually cut it, but I just like closing it up. Good. Instead of going through this first, you can just cut it up. So this is what I have. Adjusted the shoulder. So I can finish cutting it up. So from that point now, I can cut this up. Beautiful. So this is it, and then the armhole. And this is the front, and this is the back. This is how to make your princess dart. What I'm going to do now, so make sure you notch this point. That's the bust point, like that. Make sure you notch. You can notch the under the bust. Those parts has to match. So what I'm going to do now is to place this on the fabric, sew it up, and then see how it looks on the mannequin. That's essential for you to know, understand what we're talking about. I've clipped the patterns. Done that, I'm going to cut and add my seam allowance to it. This is what I have. Can you see that? This is what it looks like. So you're going to cut the back the same way we have cut out the front. What I'm going to do now is to take this to the sewing machine, then match it up this way. See, then I'm going to start sewing from this lower part straight up. Then when you get to somewhere around here, just notch on the main fabric. Then I'll take to the sewing machine to sew it up and see how it looks. Looking at it, everything just matches up so perfectly. So I'm going to sew the other side and then show you the final look. I've sewn it all. Then the next thing you are going to do is to notch, especially under the bust region and also the, so this is what I'm going to have. So you could pad it up or just have a fusible fleece or any interfacing at all. So can you see what we have? So for you to get the real picture, I'm going to, okay, look at the armhole. Everything just match perfectly. Can you see the extension makes it match wonderfully. So I'm going to place it on the mannequin for us to see what we. This is the Princess Dart. We have drafted, cut out and sew all together. So you can see it's just so beautiful and wonderful. So just look at the seam line. It sits so well. And look at the bust pan. It's just wonderful. That is the distance from one nipple to the other. So it sits so well, which is what we want to achieve. And then look at the underbust. It's so fitted, making the bust prominent and obvious and beautiful. That was because we took away some excesses from that area. So can you see that? Look at the seam line, so beautiful and perfect. So this tutorial has been helpful. Please give me a giant thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Share the link with your family and friends, and check out my other channel, Bloki's Signatures for Lovely DIYs and Bloki's Kitchen. In case you're interested in our online classes and sewing tools, please contact us through the number in the description box below. I have to go, guys. Once again, compliment of the season. I love you guys. Bye.